Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. So today when Derek went for his walk, unfortunately he was treading on some grass and then he suddenly yelped. He actually did the greyhound scream of death. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. If you know greyhounds, then you know what it's like. It sounds like something terrible's happening to them, when actually in fact it's not. And it does seem really unique to the greyhound breed. But yeah, anyway, so he trod on some grass and did this big scream, yelp, but he's got no cut, can't see a sting, but just on the top part of his foot does look, on his left leg does look slightly swollen, so I'm not sure if he has sprained it. That said, he was limping when he came back, but he's not limping now. So we did the let's open the treat cupboard trick to test him, to see how he was, whether he needed to go to the vet straight away, or perhaps we just leave it a little bit and see how he is. And this was what happened when we did the open the treat door in the kitchen trick. Of course, that doesn't mean that we won't take him to the vet or anything. We'll see how he is tomorrow in the morning. He's certainly not panting. You know, generally if they're in pain they'd be panting. He's just resting as usual, really. So I'm thinking he's probably either sprained his foot or he has just had a bit of cramp in it. So I thought today I'd talk a little bit about sort of common ailments that greyhounds seem to get, possibly the same as or more than other breeds of dog. So the first one I'm going to talk about is claws. So greyhounds obviously have claws, and when they race, their claws are kept quite short, obviously so that they can race faster. But actually, obviously, if they've done 3 or 4 years racing, then when they come afterwards to after they've finished that racing career, quite often they have loose nails, nails that can break quite easily. Includes their dew claw as well. Their dew claws are quite high up their legs as well, so sometimes they get caught on things quite easily. When my dogs are in the house, they don't have the collars on, because I have had a couple of instances where they've caught their dew claw just in like the loop of the collar. So they only have the collars on when they go out. That does include the garden though as well. Other problems they can have with their feet is that quite often from racing on a track, they get like a sand burn, which sort of irritates in between the pads of their paw. One of my greyhounds, she does this a lot, and she really sucks on her feet, you know, even though she's 12 now, obviously a long way since I rescued her. But yeah, she does suck her feet a lot, and they get very red and it makes her hot and pant. And that is caused because of the speed that they're made to race, you know, when they go out the trap on a race course. So that's another thing. And to be fair, there's not a lot you can really do with that. It's just try to distract them from sort of sucking their feet. Another thing is bone cancer is quite common in older greyhounds. A lot of older greyhounds get that. And again, this is probably due to the wear and tear on their bones that they have at such an early age, being made to race on race tracks, which is obviously a great pity. And you will often see and I say often because I probably see most days on my greyhound group feeds greyhounds that only have 3 legs, and that may be because they've had a racing accident and broken their leg and then just been discarded by the racing industry, hopefully picked up by a greyhound rescue, so that they could then have a proper life that they so deserve. The other thing, and probably the last one I'd mention, is teeth. So greyhounds tend to have quite poor teeth. I know one of my greyhounds, Apollo, he had to have 23 teeth taken out in one visit, and this tends to be because they're fed such rubbish in greyhound racing kennels, and obviously they don't retain any weight or anything like that. So yeah, it really all sort of sloppy and sticks to the teeth and causes a lot of decay. So often greyhounds have to have dentals. My greyhounds seem to have in their lifetime 2. I don't put them through any more than that. 2 dentals. I don't put them through any more than that because, like Bella, she's 12 and her teeth aren't great. She's had 2 dentals before, but I'd be reluctant to do it now because she's so old. It's risky putting her under an anaesthetic. So greyhound's skin is very thin. So one of my greyhounds, Jerry, literally ran out the door and just jumped over a really low wall, caught his legs, and literally there was absolutely blood everywhere. So that was a night visit to the emergency vets. This is a few years ago, and obviously Jerry's passed away now, not because of that. Yeah, so he ended up with plasters all over his legs, bless him. And it's quite difficult for their skin to heal because or for them to have stitches, because basically it's very thin, their skin is, they don't have layers of fat really. Yeah, and the only other operation that one of my greyhounds had, he's not with us anymore, Apollo, and that was he caught his tail in the front door and had to have it amputated. So only a third of it was amputated. However, after the operation, he really struggled for it to heal, and so he ended up having a slight infection. He had to have a bit more of his tail taken off, but he used to have this like plaster on the end of his tail, and it used to like fly off when he wagged his tail sometimes once he'd had it on for a couple of days and stuff. A tip for any animal, I think, really, if they've got a cut, then Manuka honey is very good to pack it with. It really helps heal things, and a couple of my greyhounds have also had laser treatment to help healing, and as I say, it's because their skin is so thin. Other than that, greyhounds are the perfect pets. And even if they have any of those things, they're still very, very much worth having. Well, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. So that was just a little bit about greyhounds. If you were thinking about having one, please see some of the rescues. There are so many looking for homes, and they are just such wonderful, wonderful dogs. If you want a quiet, relaxed dog, most of them are like that. They're just beautiful. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the videos. See you soon. Bye.